Hey guys, I'm going to show you today how I drill out pen blanks on the lathe. I prefer to drill them on the lathe rather than the drill press, although that certainly is an option as well. This isn't the only way to do any of this, but it's the way that I do it and the way that I like doing it and have for some time. I'm using a Nova G3 chuck and the Pens Plus jaws that they sell that work really well. And one of the things I like about them is if your blank is not perfectly square, it will hold it because it only has two jaws to hold opposite corners of the blank, and they work really well. There's other jaws you can use too. I used to use pin jaws before they came out with these Pens Plus jaws. Also, oftentimes I start with a center drill if I can, and I really like using these more with non-brad point bits. Actually, you can use them with brad point bits as well, and it helps to give you a nice hole to get started with. So I'll chuck that up. I like to use this keyless Jacobs chuck. Some people prefer to key chuck. Either one works fine for me. I just like how quick it is without the key, and it works great for me. So I start up the lathe, and I run it to drill around 500 to 600 RPM. This is kind of what I like. I've done faster, and it's okay too, but that's kind of the sweet spot for me. So I advance the tailstock up a little ways away, lock it down, and one of the things that I do is I always have my hand on the chuck as it's coming in, and more importantly as it's coming back out of the work. Of course, the tailstock quill tightening knob here has to be loose or it won't move forward. And so with the center drill, I just come in a little bit and get that center mark nicely. And then again, as you're pulling back, keep your hand on the chuck there. I'll take the center drill out, and the regular drill bit, I keep these tuned up on the Drill Doctor when I can. So get that in the keyless chuck and lock it down well. Again, move the bit up, not quite touching, lock it down, put my hand on the chuck, and advance it in nice and slow. I'm drilling olive wood here, which is wonderful to drill and wonderful to turn and wonderful to finish. And this 12.5 millimeter bit that I'm using for this particular kit has a nice big opening in there too, so the chips come out really nicely. And so as your tailstock begins to come out a ways, or your drill bit gets filled up with material, in the case of oily woods, a lot of times in different materials, you want to move it back, move your tailstock quill back in, and then I advance the bit back in, lock it down again, and nice and slow. It starts to fill up there. Again, hand on the chuck. Clean out anything in there. Pull my tailstock quill back and nice and gently get that back in there. Lock it down, and I'm through. And again, with my hand on, pull it back all the way. And let's take a look. And we have a nice hole there through the blank. One of the things I like about drilling on the lathe is it finds center on its own. You don't have to mark it or anything like that, and it certainly lets you control your own speed. So it's accurate, it's efficient, and it's my preferred way to drill a pen blank. If you have any comments or questions about your preferences or something I did or didn't do, please leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Happy turning.